With the Arizona Cardinals coming off another loss this Sunday, losing to the Los Angeles Rams, and also coming off a very, very poor performance offensively, is the Arizona Cardinals still a playoff team going into Week 14? We're going to go ahead and dive into it here shortly, guys. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome back into another video of the AZ Sports Fan. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Don't forget to drop a like and put that post notification bell on so you're aware when we drop the next video. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the topic of choice here. Is the Arizona Cardinals a playoff team? Now, can they make the playoffs and are they a playoff team? Two different questions here. What I wanted to go ahead and focus on is, can they make the playoffs still? Now, if you were to ask me, are they a playoff team? Looking at what they've been playing, especially offensively this last, 5 to 6 games, the games that were coming out of the bye week, I believe it's 5 games. We already lost 4 out of the 5 games coming off the bye week. Completely terrible. Our offense looks out of sync. Kyler Murray looks frustrated. DeAndre Hopkins looks confused. All around, we just do not look very good offensively, and defenses have their little flashes here and there. So if you were to ask me, are we a playoff team? I absolutely do not think we're a playoff team at all. But the Cardinals do have 4 games left on the season. They do play the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, as well as the Los Angeles Rams again. Now, coming off this loss this last Sunday, we ended up losing our 7th seed in the playoffs. Now, it's a big deal. It really is, especially for Arizona sports fans, really being excited for a team to make it to the postseason and try to get an opportunity at the Lombardi. Now, did I think that we were going to hit Super Bowl? Probably not, but it was a step in the right direction for the Arizona Cardinal fans, and that's really all that we were asking for, is to kind of build from what we did last year. Second year head coach and Cliff Kingsbury, it seems like we were making strides and everything was looking really good. And then the bye week ended up happening and reality ended up hitting. I think the book was out as to how to defend this Cliff Kingsbury's, top offense out there in the league. And it's really looking obvious that Cliff Kingsbury just does not know how to adjust, and we're still doing the same things over and over again. So we're really going to find out these next 4 games is if the Arizona Cardinals can really make a playoff push here. On paper, if you take a look at, the Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, the 49ers, and then the Rams, in a perfect world, we would go for, beat all 4 of them. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Now, I can hopefully see us going 3 out of the 4. Hopefully, the San Francisco 49ers still don't have their starters, and, they're kind of going through this whole big charades going on. But I can only hope that the Cardinals can beat the Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as the 49ers. Now, the Rams, on the other hand, we can't handle them. I think it's very obvious here that they're pretty much a better team, and they wanted it more, especially this last game. So on paper, it seems like really good, but the Arizona Cardinals are just the lack of consistency on the offense is getting to the point where it's just really frustrating. Now, the Giants are coming off an awesome win, and they ended up beating the Seattle Seahawks, so kudos to them. Now, that really gives me more worry on my end here for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. All we need to do, I think I'm going to be completely honest with you guys here. All any coach or head coach, any scout needs to do is how to beat the Arizona Cardinals. Look at the last 4 to 5 games. That's all you need to do. The Arizona Cardinals are not adjusting, and they're not doing anything in their power. The Cardinals offense are still sleeping for the first half, sometimes even going into the second half and not waking up until the end of the third quarter. You can't win games like that. And for some reason, these people that are making millions and millions of dollars that are being in charge of this organization can't figure that out. That's really a cause for concern for me, just personally. But like I mentioned earlier, the Arizona Cardinals did lose their 7th seed spot for the playoffs here. They ended up getting taken away from the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, which they honestly started off really, really bad, but they're coming off a really good streak going on. They're putting up a lot of games that they're just pretty much knocking out, so kudos to them. Take a look at their schedule here. Next up, they have the Bucks. Now, the Buccaneers, they seem to be kind of going back and forth. They're a great team. They're a Super Bowl team, and then they kind of lay a goose egg. But I never go ahead and say never with Tom Brady or Bruce Arians. So I really do hope that the Buccaneers can take care of the Vikings that game. And then after that, they have the Bears. The Bears is going to be a good team defensively. Now, offensively, if they figure it out with Mitch Trubisky or Nick Foles, whoever's going to play that game, I do have faith that the Bears can win, but they got to depend on that defense. And I think that's the biggest thing here for that game going on. The Bears need a win, obviously, for the Arizona Cardinals to have some sort of hope, but that's the truth of the matter here. I can see the Bears also winning. And after that, they have the Saints. The Saints are rolling. They don't care who they have in quarterback. Their head coach, Sean Payton, is... I would only hope that the Arizona Cardinals can get a coach like Sean Payton. This guy just adjusts to his personnel, and he adjusts during games. If something's not working, he has the ability to be like, okay, well, this isn't working, let's try this. And that's just something that Cliff Kingsbury currently lacks right now, and I can only hope that he develops to become a coach like with Sean Payton, in my personal opinion. Now, after the Saints game, they have the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they came off a pretty awesome win this last week, so kudos for them. Do they think they're going to hit playoffs? Probably not. They're going through their own rebuilding mode at this very moment, but if the Lions can do us a big favor and also beat the Vikings, that would be awesome. But I can see the Vikings more beating the Detroit Lions, in my personal opinion, than the Lions beating the Vikings. If they lose 3 out of those 4 games, we would be good. We'll be fine. But obviously, the Arizona Cardinals don't live in this perfect world where everything happens to our favor. It never happens. For some reason, our sports teams here in the Arizona sports world, they feel like it's best to be underdogs. They feel like it's best to depend on other teams to make sure that they can do what they want to do. The moment they have, their laid out plans, like their destiny in their hands, they want to withdraw. They don't want to take it. It's like a hot potato. They're like, no, you take it, and we'll decide to see if you're a good enough team, then you go, and if you fail, then we'll make it in. It just happens here in the Arizona sports world, unfortunately. Here we're losing to the teams that we should be beating, and now we're hitting a wall. And every NFL team knows how to defend against Kyler Murray and what this Cliff Kingsbury's offense is doing. That's really a cause for concern, guys. So can we make it to the playoffs mathematically? Yes, we can. We're not eliminated, but if we're still seeing the same things that we're seeing time and time again, where our offense just falls asleep and they don't want to get going, or they can't get going because they're confused and what's going on, Kyler Murray's getting frustrated, we're not gonna make it to the playoffs. I'll be the first person to tell you that right now. I would love to go 10-6. Will it happen? Probably not. We're probably looking into a 9-7 or maybe an 8-8 type of team right now, because we couldn't take care of the games that we should have taken care of earlier into the season. Definitely let me know in the comments below, looking at the rest of the schedule for the Arizona Cardinals, 4 games left in the season, how much wins do you think we could see for this Arizona Cardinal team? And I want you guys to be completely brutally honest. Put it in the comments below, guys. But that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'm out.